All right. Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Lakeisha McKnight is here. We're live right here on the Facebook platform doing an audio live stream. We're also live right now on Spreaker, iHeartRadio. We're live over at the leadershiptkostation.com's website. I just want to welcome everyone here. Wanted to give it some time, as I know there are quite a few people right now who are plugged into an amazing presentation going on live on the Facebook platform. But I wanted to also make sure I touched bases with many of you who are on the podcast platforms. So this is the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. All right. And so before we get started with the show and really hitting on a few important points as it pertains to building wealth, what I am going to do is I am going to start up a watch party. Now, you can feel free, of course, to send this out, share it out yourself, do your own watch parties from this particular stream. It's really up to you. For those of you who are on the Facebook platform, definitely do that. Leverage, okay? You want to reach as many people as possible by just starting a watch party. And I found that doing that will grab the attention of many, many people. So I'm going to go ahead and actually start a watch party myself before diving into the content. So let me go ahead and get it done. And it sounds like the audio is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and greet the women there. Good evening, ladies. So welcome aboard, guys. It's an honor to be here. We do this show every single evening, normally around 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's every night. Tonight, again, it's a little bit later simply because there's a presentation going on that I wanted to make sure that those who actually are connected to me on my personal Facebook account, that they're plugged into that presentation, because that presentation is very, very important to view. But I also want to make sure that I reach out to those who are on the podcast platforms. And so thus, this is the reason why we're a little bit after the hour. But we're still here nonetheless. And I know many of you're either going to catch it live right here or you're going to catch the replay. Either way, you're more than welcome to grab a hold of this important information. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, again, this is the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. And our mission with the show is really to empower leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing 3 areas: your influence, your impact, and your income. That is what we're here to help you to grow. And so what we're going to be doing tonight is just really going over these 4 points that you see before you. Now, if you're on the podcast platforms, you might not see the preview image, but we're going to go through them anyway, and we're going to go through them relatively quickly. It's not something that we're going to just sit on and dwell on. We're going to get right to it, but I'm going to show you also how you can learn more about these points and make sure you're applying these points to your life, okay? Because these here, I'm going to share with you 4 keys to building wealth. And these are 4 keys that some of the most popular millionaires and billionaires around the world implement in their lives as well as in their businesses. And so you want to make sure that you're doing the same thing as you're building wealth in this year. So hopefully you're ready, and perhaps you want to take down a notepad and a pen, get a notepad and a pen to write down some notes, because I want to definitely go over these with you. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe perhaps about 4 or 5 years ago, I had no clue that I needed all 4 of these points. Can I just be honest with you right now? I had no clue. But when I grabbed a hold of information, financial education, connected to an amazing wealth system, right? I began to become educated and learned about these 4 points. So let's dive into it. So if you really want to build wealth in 2020, you need to create residual income. Now, many of you know this as having multiple streams of income. You probably heard it that way, right? Having multiple streams. Some of you have probably heard that you need to have on an average about 7 streams of income. Now, I recommend that you have as many as you can flowing in and out. You don't want to have all of your eggs in one basket. We already know that. So you want to have multiple streams, multiple ways of bringing in income. Now, the way to really describe multiple streams of income is that no 2 streams are the same. Okay, no 2 streams. So you can't be selling different health and wellness drinks, right? And then call that multiple streams of income, because you need to have different formats in order for it to be considered a different stream. Okay? You need to have a different format by which that income is coming in order to have it qualify as a different stream of income. So you can't have two books, right? And say that you got multiple streams of income. That's just one stream because it's just a book. So it needs to be multiple formats, different formats, okay? So if you have a book and then perhaps you have t-shirts you're selling, like apparel, that's a different stream of income, all right? So that's different. So you can consider that to be a second one. Now I'm just giving you an example, but you need to have multiple streams, a residual. So this means that the income is coming in whether you're asleep or not. Okay, so this is the big question that Warren Buffett actually brings to mind. He says, right, if you don't learn how to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So my question that I normally ask most leaders is, did you make money while you slept last night? Did income come into your account while you were asleep last night? And if your answer is no, we have some work to do. You're probably saying, well, Lakeisha, I'm working on it. No, see, there's an easier way. And I'm going to show you that because when I go to sleep at night, I'm making money while I sleep. My husband is making money while he sleeps. My 3 and 7-year-old, because they're our children, are making money while they sleep. Because those two children will never need to work a job, nor will they have to apply for a job because of what we've learned. And I'm sharing with you, and I will introduce you to something that's going to help you to do it. Now, I'm not going to introduce you to a network marketing opportunity, so you might, get that out of your mind. And I'm not going to introduce you to an MLM. Promise you that, okay? But you need to create residual income. Here's point number 2. You want to accumulate appreciating assets. Some people call this AAA, right? AAA. So you want to accumulate, continue to save, continue to stack up appreciating assets. These are things that actually add money to your pocket. That's what an asset is. A liability, on the other hand, is something that takes money out of your pocket. Let me ask you a question. Did you know that the dollar is a liability? Write that one down. The dollar, the US dollar that many people go to work for 40 hours a week for 40 years of their life, the dollar is a liability. So what did we just say that a liability does? A liability takes money out of your pocket. So what we're really saying is that holding on to the dollar will actually cause wealth to be retracted or pushed away from you. So in other words, you need to utilize that dollar and turn it into an asset. That's what I'm telling you. Exchange that dollar for an asset. And then at that point, you can begin to attract wealth into your life. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to share with you how you can begin to attract wealth. Because my distant mentor, I used to be, of course, close with him, Robert Kiyosaki, he does something that every single leader who wants to attract wealth needs to do. And I'm going to share with you what that is. So stay put, stay tuned. Because when we go into this third point here, it's really going to reveal to you what you need. Like you need to start having this like yesterday. And so in order for you, number 3, to outrun inflation, you need a vehicle that's going to help you to do that. So first, let's break this down a little bit. What is inflation? What is inflation? You see, inflation simply is the rising of the prices of goods and services compared to the decreasing value of the dollar. Do you know that the dollar's value is now at around 5 cents? Yes, that dollar, every single dollar that you obtain from your job or from a business client, for every dollar, it's only truly worth about 5 cents. Now, it might look like $1 to you, but it's only worth 5 cents. Let's put it into practical terms. Remember, back in the day, our parents and our grandparents used to be able to take $20 to the food store, right? Remember, we used to be able to do that? And you used to be able to fill up the grocery cart full of food with $20. Now, if you take that $20 to a place like Walmart, you'll be lucky to have to even have a basket to utilize for 20 bucks. That is what's going on with the dollar. And this is why people struggle to keep their heads above the water because, again, the value of the dollar has significantly decreased. So, how do you protect that dollar then? So you can protect it from inflation. You need to then place that dollar into a vehicle to protect it, a vehicle that will outrun inflation. My friends, I'm here to tell you that the vehicle that you need to consider, that Robert Kiyosaki recommends, and I recommend because I do it as well, and that is gold. 24 karat gold, physical gold. You need to begin acquiring, obtaining, exchanging those dollars for some gold to protect what you're working so hard for. Do you know that the value of gold outpaces the rate of inflation? That means that you can protect the dollar. That means you can build wealth by simply acquiring gold, 24 karat gold. And gold, my friends, is money. All right. It is money. I'm so happy. My cousin shared with me an acronym for gold, GOLD. He actually said that gold stands for God's only legal dollar. Right. Because gold, just like silver, was here ever since biblical times. It's something that's mined out of the ground and cannot be manipulated by man. You see, it doesn't matter where you go in the world, that paper currency can be manipulated in different ways, can be printed by different organizations, right? And the value of the dollar can actually go back to zero because it has a 0% success rate of being money. Every fiat currency or paper money has returned to a value of zero. None of them have survived. And that's why, as of today, the value of the US dollar is around 5 cents for every dollar. I think that's pretty close to zero. All right. But gold itself, my friends, everywhere around the world, it is considered money, and it will never return to zero or never get to zero because it maintains its value over time. So here's what I also want to tell you. Let's look at this fourth point. You need to understand and maximize taxes. You need to. Those of you who are employed, those of you who are self-employed, meaning that you went to school, learned a trade, and now you're considered an expert in that area, right? So now you're your own boss. And essentially what Robert Kiyosaki says, he says that you're a slave to your passion, meaning that you don't have a whole lot of time. You're limited in time because you have to do a certain thing because it's just you operating the business. So you don't have any leverage. It's just you. You are the system. So if you become sick, your business becomes sick. If you need to go on vacation as someone who is self-employed, your business goes on vacation. So you need to establish, and this is what I'm recommending, to be able to maximize taxes, I recommend that you obtain a home-based business. Now, many entrepreneurs may have this particular area, down packed. They might have a home-based business, right? But most entrepreneurs are not outrunning inflation. Many entrepreneurs are not appreciating assets. And they think that they have residual, or I should say multiple streams of income, but they really have maybe one, perhaps two streams. Okay? But here's what I want to share with you. I'm going to really extend something to you right now. About 3 years ago, my cousin introduced me to a money system. Like I told you, it wasn't an MLM and it wasn't a network marketing opportunity. And so I became open-minded and willing to learn because he said that I can obtain financial education. And I wanted to know more about money. And so I did that. And I was able to open up a free wealth account, which you're able to do as well. Free. Yes, no gotcha moments. A free wealth account where you can learn about real money, gold, right? You can learn how you can get multiple streams of income. You can acquire and accumulate assets, right? And do so much more. You can actually maximize taxes. And so that is what I was introduced to, my husband and I. And this is something that we're sharing with the world, where you can actually be able to establish leverage for yourself and stop just depending upon your own efforts. But you can actually build a network and really leverage the efforts of other people so that you can make money while you sleep. And so these are the four keys. And these are the things that you need to implement in your life so you can build wealth. All right. So make sure, if you need to, take a picture of this. And if you need further information, I do want to encourage you to reach out, send me an inbox message for those of you on Facebook. And if you're on another platform, you're definitely able to leave a message or a comment if you want more information. But look, if someone shared this particular stream with you on their timeline and you're listening into this, I encourage you to get back with them and ask them how you can get more information about the system that will allow you to be able to take advantage of these 4 points right here. Okay? And if you have more questions and you just want to be educated on these points, do not hesitate. All right? Because that's what we're here to do, educate you, share information with you. So you need residual income. You need to accumulate appreciating assets. You need to outrun inflation. And you need to understand and maximize taxes. So I just want to say thank you for your time on this Friday evening. You could have been doing a million other things tonight, but you've decided to tune in. So I want to encourage you now. I encourage you to definitely get back with the person that shared this with you or myself and get yourself on the path to building wealth. And so we'll be back tomorrow night, right? We'll be back tomorrow night somewhere around 8:30ish. And we're going to share with you more information that's going to help enlighten you and help you to become educated on building wealth and building your influence at the same time. So until then, I encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone, and God bless.